Over the weekend, President Donald Trump called for Vice President Kamala Harris to be prosecuted, falsely claiming yet again that Harris paid for endorsements from celebrities during her 2024 presidential campaign. In a rant posted on social media, Trump claimed that Beyonce received $11 million, that Oprah got $3 million, and that the Reverend Al Sharpton took home $600,000 to endorse the then vice president. Trump added that they, quote, broke the law. They should all be prosecuted. Trump made similar claims about the vice president earlier this year and late last year. The Harris campaign has consistently denied paying for endorsements. Federal election records show that the Harris campaign did pay Beyonce's production company $165,000 in reimbursements, which is common with large event productions. Oprah has said she was not paid to appear alongside Harris at a live-streamed event in Michigan back in September 2024. Records show production fees of roughly $1 million were covered by the campaign, while Sharpton's National Action Network was paid $500,000 for Get Out the Vote initiatives. Last year, a spokesperson for the Harris campaign explained to Deadline that it was required by campaign finance laws to cover costs associating with holding such events. Joining us now, the president of the National Action Network and host of MSNBC's Politics Nation, the Reverend Al Sharpton. Rev, good to see you. We have a couple questions for you on this, but let's just start simply with the accusation that President Trump has leveled at you. Were you paid for an endorsement?
Well, absolutely not. And as the FEC filings say, they helped the campaign, gave funds for Get Out the Vote campaigns for National Action Network, of which I'm a part of, and other civil rights groups, some which got more than National Action Network did. National Action Network, nor I, even endorsed her. What is interesting about this, though, is that the fact that this is as you accurately reported, second or third time, lawyers for National Action Network was looking at, can we sue him for defamation? Because he had knowledge this time that there was no endorsement and that I didn't get any money. This went to the nonprofit that I'm connected to. But let's look at the larger picture here. Donald Trump is in very serious problems around this whole question of Epstein. So last week, he was trying to flood the zone to take any pressure off of him and try to put his MAGA base back together again. The fact is, he started by saying he's going to fire the Fed chief. That didn't work. Then he went on to something about tariffs. That didn't work. Then he decided to do what he started his political career on, start race baiting. Which was, he started with birtherism, that Obama wasn't born here. Then he went and released the files now last week of Martin Luther King Jr., some of which are very questionable, and the family was opposed to him doing it. That didn't work. The next day he goes after Barack Obama, saying he ought to be prosecuted. That didn't work. Then he tried something else. Then over the weekend, Kamala Harris, Oprah Winfrey, Beyonce, Al Sharpton. The race card, the thread here is race, and that's what he's trying to do. They're swapping money. They're doing things like Obama was holding back with Russia. It's all about trying to get past Epstein. We have shown in National Action Network and other groups what we did and didn't do in the campaign. Even when I spoke at the convention, I said we don't endorse candidates. We have come with our files. Release the Epstein files, Mr. Trump. Do what we did, or be quiet.
Yeah, you're certainly right. The four names in that post, the vice president, Oprah, Beyonce, yourself, very clear what they have in common. John Hyman, let's bring you in on this too. Just this idea, this seems to be, to Rev's point, Trump playing the greatest hits, falling back on some of his, lesser impulses, perhaps, playing with birtherism and the like, but also just shows there's this frantic nature of trying to throw things against the wall to distract from an Epstein story that's simply not going away.
Right. It's the last part of that matters, Jonathan, I think, which is, I understand why they're frantic, because he's thrown a lot of stuff against the wall, and none of it has done what it normally has done for him, which is to move people along, get people distracted. And usually, the people who are very most easily distracted are those in his base. He's been able to count on that. You think about the range now of what the distractions have been. You've got on one hand, all due respect to Rev, but it's like, on one hand, you're like, hey, those guys, Kamala Harris, who I beat, right, who's no longer a political threat to me whatsoever, who I beat in the election, fair and square, paid endorsers. Who cares? Right. On the other end of the scale, Barack Obama has committed treason and should, by according to the law, if you're guilty of treason, should be put to death. No one cares about that either, because it's kind of self-evident that all of these things are what we've just said. They're all distractions. And the one persistent reality is that the Jeffrey Epstein thing is not going away, because for the first time, Donald Trump is faced with a controversy where he is at odds with the people who have supported him, believed in him, trusted him the most. And they are looking at him going, wait a minute, you're full of crap. You're not making good on this promise, and we're starting to have some questions about it. And that's why it's not going away. I know you're going to talk about probably the Mike Johnson thing, but boy, 80% of the discussion over the weekend on broadcast and cable television was on Epstein, not on any of the rest of these matters.
Yeah, and all his efforts to distract, including playing the race card, not working.